is Peter Lau. Today is Friday, February 7th. I'm at 1470 Poppy Peak Drive, Pasadena, California. I'll be entering through the left side cleanout. So if you're facing the front door, this is the stairway down on the left side of the property. You make your way down the stairs, and then there's a crawl space access here, and then the cleanout just above this little hose bundle here. This is the cap for the cleanout. In a brief moment, we will be transitioning to the end of the sewer line as that provides the clearest view. We're about 98 feet into the main sewer line, where it ties in with the city sewer. The depth of the sewer line could not be obtained due to inaccessible terrain. The sewer line does run towards the rear side of the house, down the hill. I'll be making my way back towards the access point. So currently what you're seeing on the screen, that's clay piping, and that's very typical to see. Most cities will use clay for their sewer line material. And typically there's two parts of the sewer line that you should be aware of. There's the public line, which is what the city will take responsibility for, and then the private line is typically up until the saddle and any portion prior to that. So the saddle is what the camera is resting on currently, and the private line is typically on the homeowner's responsibility. So in other words, if there was damage to the line or the line had to be cleared out, that would be on the homeowner to pay for that. So just to reiterate, homeowner is responsible for the private portion of the line, and the city will take care of the public, which is what we saw at about 98 feet. We're noting some root intrusion. Water was ran prior and during the inspection, so that's why there's some residual water flowing away from the house. We have transitioned materials already, so we went from clay to cast iron. And for the city of Pasadena, cast iron was part of the code. So seeing cast iron all the way up until nearly all the way up until the city sewer connection is normal, given the age of the home. So the house was built in the 1920s. So we're noting the water is still flowing, it just drains out a little bit slower. So typically with cast iron, somebody just flushed the toilet, so I'll be pausing the video until the water subsides. Or rather, I'll just let it run, and I'll do some commentary. So cast iron, the estimated service life, roughly 60 to 80 years, given the ideal site conditions. So if this were to be the original line, it is already past that, basically past the service life. However, as you can see here, it's still functional at the time of inspection, and the scaling isn't causing any blockages at the present time of inspection. We will always suggest updating this type of material, given that it is older. So again, I'll be stopping here and waiting until the water completely goes. So the water has mostly subsided now. I'll be resuming the inspection. So to talk a little bit more about the cast iron, scaling is a buildup of minerals. Typically, it's a buildup that gets caked onto itself over the years, which is why it looks rough and uneven on the inside. And it makes it hard for me to detect if there are any cracks on the interior side of the pipe. And we're noting some uneven sections. It's causing a little bit of water buildup. But you can still see that the water is actually flowing. So I'll be pausing here again momentarily. The distance indicator is on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, so with about 54 feet remaining. feet remaining, still working our way back from that cast iron material. So in total there are 3 different kinds of piping materials used for this property in terms of plumbing for the waistline. So we have that clay, which is closer to the city side, and then we have the cast iron, which is going to be underneath the house, as well as used away from the home, again given that it was code for Pasadena. And then we'll see some newer material shortly here. So we're going to be transitioning to what's called ABS. That's a black plastic pipe that's commonly used in newer homes, and it's the preferred plumbing materials. With about 15 feet remaining. So right here at about 14-15 feet, we do transition. So ABS is a plastic pipe. It's resilient against intrusion and earthquakes. Typically what I look out for in this type of material, I'm looking out for any stagnant water, because given its flexible nature, that's one of the more common issues to see. But we're not noting any stagnant water in the ABS portion of the line. Now working my way out the access. And this concludes the inspection of the main sewer line. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email me. Thank you.